Welcome back to Talk Horror to Me, the only horror movie review podcast that knows what it's like to get sick. And the reason why is because of this film tonight. Tonight, we review A Cure for Wellness. A Cure for Wellness is a 2016 psychological horror film directed by Gore Verbinski and written by Justin Haythe. Haythe and Verbinski were inspired by Thomas Mann's 1924 novel, The Magic Mountain, while coming up with the idea for the film. In A Cure for Wellness, a Wall Street stockbroker travels to a remote location in the Swiss Alps to retrieve his company's CEO from an idyllic but mysterious wellness center. He soon suspects that the miraculous treatments are not what they seem. His sanity is tested when he unravels the spa's terrifying secrets and finds himself diagnosed with the same curious illness that keeps all of the guests there longing for a cure. Welcome back. I just letting you know I've been sick as a dog, so this was definitely the cure for me. But that being said, who picked this film?
I did.
You did? Well, I will tell you right. I mean, we want to know everything you want to know and have to say about this film, but I think you should tell us who you want to discuss.
I'll go with Carly this time.
Okay. But the movie was long. It was very long. It was very drawn out. It was very, the cinematography was awesome though. It was just, it was just a bit long, but, the story, when it really got moving towards the end, man, I don't want to spoil it, but the twist was like, oh my God, I just want that guy's head off. And
that seems very violent.
It was awful, with the father and the daughter and
and the things and the stuff and the eels
and the stuff. It's so disgusting. Oh God.
Yes. Are you okay? You want to take a break?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
The casting was fantastic. We got Mia Goth. There you go, Brooke.
Not anybody really likes her. I mean, she's okay, I guess.
And yeah, it was just, to me, it was just a little drawn out. Okay, a lot drawn out.
I mean, I agree. It has definitely felt more of like a Kubrick movie, like from the 70s. I mean, Verbinski does very much the same thing that Kubrick does, but it was like watching The Shining as if it had another hour tacked to the front of it, not the end of it. Or is it just like it kind of like it's all interesting? The character, the cast of characters was interesting, and Dane DeHaan's character like trying to find the CEO and he's going to this wellness retreat and like just kind of like how you can't get out of it. I mean, there was something very like tantalizing and kind of terrifying about like not being able to get away, like, and with all like supposedly the good intentions of it.
Yes.
And so like you kind of got to like focus on that and like his uncovering the mystery of what's going on, really more so than anything terrifying. Or
I'll never look at dental surgery the same way.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
I hate the teeth thing. Is always gross. That's why I added it to the clip. And I didn't want to give away the ending as well. I think it's worth it for people to kind of uncover that at the end. And I even had questions about the ending. Two people on a bicycle at the end. I'm like, what? Why is he making that face? So there's even a couple things after all that time spent on this movie. And I'm like, what's happening right there? What are you doing right there? What's going on with your face? What's going on? So still some things left the imagination that even the story doesn't give you. So that being said, Brooke, what did you think?
So I like the storyline of it. So okay. So the wellness place, they are okay. So I'm trying to
Hey,
break it down without giving away. So the wellness place, they make you live, like they have a cure for you to live forever, basically, is what it is. And that's why I like the storyline, is because of that. Like, because at first, when I first watched it, I was like, what's the whole point of this movie? And then I watched it a few times and I'm like, oh, okay, so that is a psycho. Is what he is. So
Oh, sorry. Note to self: Brooke has way too much time in her hands to watch this film several times.
I like this movie, so that's why I think I like this movie. This movie was
I'm not saying I didn't like this movie. It's not a horror.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's not a horror film. It's more
like
mystery, suspense. Only, like Harley said, only at the very tail of it. No pun intended with the eels, but only is really in the final 20, 30 minutes that you get kind of like what you were looking for. It's really a slow burn. I mean, this is a slow burn. But as Carly said, it is very beautifully shot. It's got a huge, crazy cast of characters that kind of keep you interested in like what their little lives are about. Jason Isaac is fantastic. Yeah, Goth I thought was underused in this film. Maybe for most of us it could have been like she was in there just enough. But I could have enjoyed a lot more.
She didn't come in until late.
Yeah. So I think that like maybe there's a reason, but I think they really could have ramped up more the relationship between her and Dane DeHaan, because it was really intricate to it. Like their time in the town, like they had the time when they go down to the village, and that was really cool for them to be together and kind of see this worldly person versus this naive person. But I don't know, man. I think they could have more time together to really bond even more so than they did.
No, between that and the dental surgery.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing, Brooke's all about like, oh, look, the elixir of life. Well, not everybody was getting that elixir.
No, because a lot of them were dying.
A lot of oranges were being squeezed. A lot of oranges being squeezed to get that elixir.
Why the cure was working was the people that was dying, they had the cure for them to live. So they was killing them for... Yeah,
they're killing everybody just for the couple people to have the little blue droppers.
Yeah.
That ain't right. That ain't right. Should be a cure for all. I'm just saying.
Like,
I mean,
everybody in the town was scared of them, like scared of the doctor, because they knew what he was about.
But let me ask you this: there was something in the film I saw where Dane DeHaan was saying, "Hey, wait, weren't you in the village? Like one of the orderlies was somebody he's seen in the village." I missed it because I think I got distracted and I didn't really understand the point of it. So Brooke, since you've seen it 27 times, maybe you know the answer to that question.
What's the question?
She's like, no, not even close.
What's the question?
So I think it was just it became a little too, I don't know. It just got a little too murky at parts where, like, is it real? Is he daydreaming it? So a lot of times I got a little too caught up in like the realism of it and the what's not real. And because again, he had a tooth and he didn't have a tooth and he had a tooth. And like some of it was like you had to catch it, but like why did it happen? For me, it was just like, don't make me think that hard in a film. So that's all I'm saying.
If you're saying that,
but I only watched it once.
Okay.
And I probably was on my phone half the time, like, "What's up, hey man? What are you doing?" Oh wait, something's happening in the movie. Hold on, no, just kidding. But anyway, with that said, we need to go on to the next bit, which is favorites. I think we know what Brooke will say her favorite is. What? All encapsulated in the body of one actress named Mia Goth.
Oh, no. She didn't really have, like, good parts, though. Like, she didn't really have like, memorable parts that I would say are my favorite.
Okay.
Because she was mostly just standing around looking pretty.
I mean, isn't that enough for you? I thought any film with Mia Goth was just like, that's enough. I'm good. But if she wasn't your favorite part, a little bit. So she wasn't your favorite part, Brooke. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part is when he pulled out his tooth and he was just like looking. That was gross. Like when he just pulled it out, was just looking in the mirror, like what?
I think there's like a phobia a lot of people have. Where like my girlfriend has a phobia, or she hates it when she sees stuff where like fingers come off, anything like dismemberment of the digits. So I feel the same way. Anytime somebody's like rooting around in her mouth and they're just pulling out teeth, always skeeves me out to no end. But my favorite part, man, there's so many cinematic cool parts in this movie. Yeah. But I think the thing that disgusted me the most was the iron lung, where they're force feeding eels down somebody's throat. I mean, that was like, first of all, it made me gag without even just the idea of it was like, I couldn't deal with it. And to know that eels are swimming around in my belly, that's a hard pass. Thank you. How about you, Carl?
Mine's really, really simple. It's a shovel to the face.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a good shovel to the face.
Yep. It was fantastic because I was like, and it needed to be the person who did it to him.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. I also don't like the another thing that gets me about these films, these type of films, when like you as the protagonist and us as the audience knows the truth, but nobody believes us about the truth, and then like we're seen as a crazy person. There's something about that dynamic that also is like very desperate. Like we all know what's happening, but nobody believes us, and there's something about that that's just like just gets me all tensed up.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is, and a bad thing. I mean, I don't like my films to have that feeling of desperation, but it's good for the film. So it does happen a lot in suspense, where like Rosemary's Baby, or The Shining, where everybody feels like everything's going okay, but we know that underneath it all, nothing's okay.
Right.
Yeah,
we just didn't know the extent of how not okay this place was.
Yeah.
But if we can play bocce ball on the courts, that's fine. Okay, so Brooke, why don't you tell us one pro, one con about this film and why people should watch it?
The pro, I would say, is the storyline. I like the storyline of the crazy, I guess he was a doctor or whatever, who kills people to be young or stay youthful. So I like that storyline, and the reason why I think people should watch it is because it's mysterious. It keeps you wondering and thinking, like, what is he doing it for? Like, what's his reason? I don't know. And then the con, I would agree with Carly. It does drag on for a while. But I liked it. I like the story leading up to the big plot twist. So I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah. How about you, Carly?
Well, the pros there are some really fantastic shots in the movie. And a lot of things that are going to make you cringe and things that are going to make you go, oh my God, really? And that is a pro for me. For me, it is. And the con, I have to say, is how long it took to get to the action. And I didn't like his character at first. It took me a while to like his character. And you should like the protagonist, right? Or maybe they didn't want him to be likable.
He definitely was not. He was definitely not likable at all. He was driven, but he shows at the very onset that he's a scoundrel. I'm talking about Dane DeHaan now. He's a scoundrel. That's how he's going to get away, get ahead. And I guess what the Wall Street firm he's in, because he's trying to make his bones and make a name. And then I don't know if it was a reward or a punishment to go get the CEO. and trying to bring him back, other than knowing, he could do it, I guess. My con is definitely going to be the length. And again, I think I'm overstating it dragging on, because it really never drags on. It really just keeps going and going and going. Unfortunately, in that, there is a little bit of boredom, at least for me. I mean, I know I'm not typically like a 5-second TikTok reel person where it's like I have to be distracted so quickly. But it was one of those things where I was like kind of, tapping my fingers on the side of the couch going, when are we going to get to the thing that's happening? I don't need all this backdrop to happen. Whereas, like I said, The Shining, everything was very meticulous in how it was shot, because it was leading to a desolation of the overlook, right? Whereas this, it was okay. Now we got to reach this quartet of characters, and one of them used to be such and such, and now she's doing crosswords for the trying to uncover what's going on, like the historian of the place. So a lot of it was either not really useful in total, or like I didn't need that many characters to be introduced to in order to see like the after. Like we could have had the historian, absolutely, and maybe one other person to see their decline. But I thought there was a lot of overuse or repetitiveness with some of the motifs. So definitely that could have been tightened up a little bit. Positives, the actors. I'm a huge Jason Isaac fan, especially from Harry Potter, especially from Black Hawk Down. I mean, he's one of my faves. Dale DeHaan, he's been in a lot of good stuff. Mia Goth, I'd love her from Ty West series, X and Pearl and Maxine. So definitely, Cure for Wellness. So definitely I liked that from a positivity point of view. I love this cinematography. It was very grand. Again, as I said earlier, another con is something that happens at the very, very tail end of the film before the credits. And I'm like unsure of what is happening in that moment and why. So I didn't want to have to go. I shouldn't have to go look that up. Be like, what happens at the end of A Cure for Wellness? It's like, why does he get that look on his face? And so for me, that kind of didn't resonate. So when you leave a film on that note, you're kind of like, wow, I just wasted a bunch of time just to be puzzled. I don't want to have to be puzzled at the end of the film. But I think it was a strong story. I would love to go back and see what Magic Mountain, the book, was about from 1924 to see what they took from it as his adaptation, which probably wasn't much, and more probably just a concept of a mountainous wellness center. But otherwise, I mean, I if you like Verbinski, you'll probably like this film. If not, you just gotta like long films.
Yeah.
And then again, more Mia Goth. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. So before we rate this film, Miss Brooke, do you have anything else that you think is super imperative besides the twist ending that you need the average consumer of horror to know about going to see this film?
I would just say stick through it, pay attention to it, even though it does kind of drag on. You still got to pay attention to it, because you'll miss something and you'll be like, wait, what happened? And you have to rewind it and then play it again. Just to understand what's going on.
So don't be on your phone, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically.
Got it.
Well,
Totally got it.
I was for a little bit.
Because you were bored. Maybe you do something that's not boring until something good happens. I get that.
I'm sure I missed stuff, so.
But that's okay. You won't ever have to watch it again. Brooke will watch it 100 times more for all of us.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. I watched it 1,000 times.
Okay, good. There you go. That's all we need. We just need somebody who loves it, and it doesn't have to be us. And with that, we need to know, and Brooke is going to let us know who's going to tell us first.
I'll let you
how we rate this thing. What's that?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of those things where the quality is good, but my attention was bad. So can I blame the film for my meh? Maybe, but it was a good film. It was shot well. The acting's good. The story's good. Just a lot. Tighten it up and kept it at 1 hour 40 versus 2 hours plus. I probably would have been very happy. with that, I will say that I'm gonna be lame. Oh no, you know what? I'm gonna give this 3.25 cattle baby fetuses.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Carly. But that's what I give it. Because that was definitely one of those moments where that moment meant something. So if you thought that was like a throwaway, gross part of the film that actually had actually more to do with itself than it didn't. So that was one of those moments we should have been paying attention to. But Carly, what were your thoughts of this film?
My thoughts? Well,
I would say your rating, I should say.
My rating, it's I feel bad, but I can't go above a 3 because of what he did to his daughter.
Okay. I'm with you.
And it's 3, I don't know, little beach balls that they're doing in the air.
Oh yeah.
Which I love those moments because it really set this weird juxtaposition of like what's happening versus what's really happening. Like to see all these old people in the pool having their little water aerobics and their beach balls was just kind of an absurdity, especially when you're watching, Dane DeHaan go past, like, what's going on? So,
yeah, and his face is like.
And how about you, Miss Brooke?
I'm gonna rate it a 4.8. It was coming from the back of the toilet.
Well played. Oh, that was also a good shot. And this is why I very much struggled with my rating of it, because if you took these singular shots of like, pulling the lid off the toilet or just like the weirdness of it, it like really should rate higher to me, but I just couldn't because boredom. But yeah, all those type of things were just like made me as a audience member go crazy, as well as Dane DeHaan going crazy, seemingly going crazy. That's really it. Maybe, and I don't even know if at the end he was crazy or not. I don't even know.
Who knows?
And is there a happy ending? No, I don't even know.
Well, he did get away from that.
Did he though?
The job.
The job. That's true. It's not working on Wall Street no more. But I don't know. I struggle with this, and I've asked people, do your research after the fact, because maybe he's dead. Maybe it was all a dream. Maybe he's still in an iron lung. You don't know. That's what I'm saying. Carly's like, I'm sorry, you're having the skeevy shivers over there, Carly?
Yes.
So that should at least give you a little bit more like, ew, I hated it, but and maybe I'll skeeved out.
Yes. Yeah, okay. That's fair.
That's fair. Okay. All right. So with that being said, ladies, I have my list of who's next. Now, Miss Carly, you had a pick, and that pick is no longer available where you thought it was. So you chose something different. And can you share with us what that is? She's like, I don't know. Death Note.
Okay, I got the name right. I was just when I was trying to pull up Countdown and it was no longer there. Here was Death Note, and I clicked on it. It said horror. I said, okay.
Yeah, Death Note
got my rating for that one.
See, I knew Brooke made a face, Carly.
Yeah,
Brooke made like
Death Note fan, and I was not a fan of the movie.
Oh.
But were you a fan of the anime?
I already rated like a 0.
First of all, that is, you need to be a little more intelligent about rating, not just a 0. Are you an anime fan, Brooke?
Yeah, I'm a huge anime fan. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the series of Death Note. Yeah.
Aha. See, Carly, this is where her brilliance in the anime series will help us dissect the film, the Americanized film. Well,
sorry, but the one I wanted to watch isn't available, and I just panic picked.
But you know what? I have seen this, but it was probably in 2017, 2018. So I'll be curious if it reminds us. Brooke, what was that film we just watched with the where all the tarot card characters came to life? Was it tarot? So, like, for some reason, I'm thinking tarot plus my movie Separation, where because it also has that kind of like creepy, contortion-y character in it. So I'm wondering,
Rio,
what?
He's not a contortionist. He's like a demon.
No. It's just the vibe of like the face, kind of that look that he has. So I'm thinking it's like, I wonder if it's going to remind me of Tarot and Separation on the rewatch. So it would be interesting for me because I haven't seen it, but I have not seen the anime, and I haven't seen any of the one-offs from like any kind of overseas, Japan, Korea, wherever it's coming from. So I can't answer to that. So I will answer as only a film buff, and that's where I will go. Where Brooke, who is preemptively giving it a 0, I think I'm going to preemptively give it a 7, just so it balances.
0.5, because I like.
I'm losing all respect for your credibility as a rater. I mean, I don't think any film should be a 0.
This one is.
We'll see.
We'll see. And since Carly's the only one who hasn't seen it, she's going to be the tiebreaker for like your 0 and my 5, and then whatever Carly says will like be the difference. So no pressure,
I promise I won't panic pick next time. Okay.
Wow. So again, I apologize for my cure for long.
Not on there anymore?
What? No, apparently not. That's why the panic pick.
I really wanted to watch that.
I don't even know which one that was.
It was good. So it's not on any other streaming platforms? Like it's completely
it's like Hulu Premium, so I think it's like Stars or something like that now.
Boo.
Let me look.
Well, you know what? All you gotta do is when it comes back around, makes a circuit to all the free streaming, then you can watch it again.
Countdown movie streaming, Hulu with a premium subscription, Sling, YouTube premium subscription, and the rest of them you pay.
Yeah.
So you're paying for your premium subscriptions anyway.
I know, right? Why do we gotta pay twice as much? Oh, by the way, everybody, Black Mirror just came back on for the new season on Netflix. Fantastic. And I've only watched the first 2 because we're watching something else. But oh my God, the first episode, season 4, is heartbreaking. And basically pretty much just what we expect in reality these days. But for anybody who's a Black Mirror fan, new series is fantastic so far. How about you, Bridget? It sounds like you were like, yeah. Are you watching Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you like watch the entire season already?
Not the whole series yet. No. But the first one was sad. Like it got everybody talking about that one.
Yeah. And I knew it. I knew as soon as it was like, oh, the surgery's free. I'm like, ain't nothing free about what's happening now.
There's always upgrades to everything.
Yeah, oh my God. Don't tell everybody because Carly looks like she wants to watch it. So
I've never seen it. So
you've never seen any of the
Carly. If you've never watched Black Mirror, go back to season 1, episode 1. They are all standalone episodes, ranging between 30 and 50 minutes. And it is almost like a Twilight Zone episodic, but all very sci-fi based. It has a lot of like technology based kind of motifs. Okay. It's amazing. It's an amazing series. Okay. I cannot speak more highly about it.
All right.
So with that, we come to the end of this thing. So I guess we'll just say adios and adieu in aloha. I don't know. So love to you both. Big love. Much love. Sending it all back. So bye, Miss Carly. Bye, Miss Brooke. And to you, our lovely audience, thank you so much for being here with us. Sorry for that. And always know that we are here to scare you later. Bye.